Hello, everybody. Welcome back once again. We finally did it. We're at almost the end of the show, but we saved the best for last because that's where we're headed Friday night. We're headed over to Stewart's Creek, and we got on the phone with us the head coach of the Stewart's Creek Redhawks, Ben Caudill. How you doing tonight, Coach?
Doing great, Stork. What about you?
Well, we had a little bit of technical difficulty. I messed Philip's show up, but the rest of them have gone pretty good. We talked to Rodney Salisbury. He's yet to play, and he's automatically in the playoffs. So, they've only got 4 teams in their conference, so it doesn't make any difference. Talked to Coach Rankin, and he plays Scott. He beat, of course, Austin to death. Will Hester's playing for the first time Friday night. He got the Black Bears of Austin. Coach McDaniel's got MUS, and that's a big game for him. Kit catches he's going to catch Coffee County. And Coffee County has a win against Franklin, but a loss against Tullahoma. And then I talked to Rick Rice, and Rick Rice has got Warren County. So that's a big game. He's coming off his win. And then your buddy Will Kreisky, who I just got off the phone with here just a while ago, he's got Cook Vegas. And that's a big game because Coach Maynard's got a good team. I did not talk to Coach Kevin Creasy. I do not know where he is, probably in a cave working on Siegel. And then we're down to you, the head coach of the Redhawks. So we've had a great show tonight, and now we're going to talk to you. What do you know about Clarksville with no video, no nothing? I mean, how do you start off your Monday? What do you do? I mean, work on you? I mean, so that's basically what you've been doing the last 2 weeks, isn't it, Coach?
Yeah, we're coming off the bye week as well, and that was certainly, a point of emphasis for us last week is just to kind of clean up some of our mistakes from our Mount Juliet game. But, yeah, luckily we were able to play Clarksville last year. They're a big team, really big on both sides of the ball. They got a rising sophomore quarterback who's been offered by Kansas, has a really, really good arm, makes good decisions. So we're going to have to be really sound in coverage. Also, I just think Clarksville's a team that really does a lot of good things schematically on both sides of the ball. They're in a really competitive 5A region with Henry County and Dyer County, and they made it to the second round last year, played at Henry County in the second round. So definitely a team that's coming off a pretty successful season. And, we're excited to host them this coming Friday, and they'll certainly be a big challenge for us.
What do you, with all that, I mean, first off, besides no matter who gets the ball first, I mean, what do you got to have out of Stewart's Creek as far as just, is it, I think effort's always going to be there. I really don't think, at times you used to have coaches talk about effort. We need a better effort on Friday night. I don't think we're going to have a problem with that with COVID. Do you? Do you see a problem with kids just not giving it their all or laying it on the line?
I certainly don't anticipate that out of our team. I think we're really excited after the bye week. It's the home opener for us, and we've had a great 2 weeks of practice. Sometimes it's tough to practice when you don't have a game looming over your head, but I think our guys are excited to host a really quality opponent, and they're certainly going to be ready to play after a great week of practice.
Quarterback-wise, what's your quarterback got to do? What are you looking for him to do as far as on Friday night?
Yeah, I think, I'll put him in some bad spots against Mount Juliet, in the rain. We didn't have good field position, for most of the first half, so I think we've got to start off a little bit better, establish, him in the game, and get him in a little bit of a rhythm. Also get our defense, off the field. We got to start better on that side of the ball as well. And also special teams wise, I think that we, have made some big strides the past 2 weeks to correct some of our mistakes against Mount Juliet. But Alex Crank is the leader of our team. He's our quarterback. And, like you said, at that position, that's an important position to, get going early in the game. And I'm definitely proud of the way Alex has handled himself since we've been able to start back here on June 1st.
You played against Mount Juliet. You've had almost 14 days, Coach, that you haven't played. What do you think's been the biggest thing that you've accomplished or been the biggest positive? Everybody wants to play every Friday night. I like, getting in that rhythm. But what is this 14 days of anything? What did it give you a chance to work on as a new head coach?
I think more than anything, we started off the school year about 3.5 weeks ago with 18 players that were virtual, and now we've got almost 60 varsity guys. So we've been able to kind of get adjusted to the new schedule, getting those virtual guys, there and protocoled before practice, and also get them, lifted before school. We've got to figure out film with those guys. We've kind of slowly but surely gotten into a routine in a very crazy time, and I'm really proud of our coaches for how flexible they've been, even more so proud of our players for how they've handled a very, tough environment. So I think more than anything, just kind of getting adjusted, to a very different, time of high school football. And then more than anything, I think just getting very fundamental and figuring out who we are, on both sides of the ball, what we're good at, what we might need to scratch. I think whenever you play against a really good team like Mount Juliet to open the season, it's going to expose some things, and we've definitely kind of addressed those things as a staff, and really excited to see what we can put together here on Friday night against a really good team in Clarksville.
Found out some interesting things about Coach Rice last week when I was talking to him, that he actually taught his players how to read film the way he wanted them to read film. Is that something you've gone through, or is that something that you as a coach, maybe you do, or is that something you will add to your portfolio? Do you feel like that's important for those kids to, when you look out there and you say to them, are you sure you understand what you're looking for and what you're watching, and what you understand what you're supposed to be looking at?
Yeah, I think that's a great point. And I think as coaches, it really doesn't matter what we know. It matters what our players know. And I think what helps us is watch film with our players. We hand them, just different types of things for the visual guys, reminder pages and, keys to success, things like that. Obviously, when players go out on the field, they've got to be thinking along the lines of what the coach is thinking, as you've said. And yeah, I think we've had to do that as well. I mean, we've got a totally new scheme on offense. We're mostly similar defensively, so there's been a little bit less learning curve on that side of the ball. But yeah, I think for us offensively, implementing a new scheme, we've had to really kind of slow things down from a teaching standpoint, and certainly that has applied in the film room as well.
I do want to let you know, Coach Kevin Creasy just pinged me, and he has just let me know he is at a middle school game. So I guess Kyler is playing, and I think Coach Edie coaches that team, so must be in a real big game with Kyler and whatnot. So, but I just wanted to get that in, because if I don't coach, you know what he'll do? He'll hammer me, and then it'll be my fault that I didn't tell the people that he was actually, he was busy with his son, so, or whatever. But that lets me know he is watching. Any special logistics or things you need to get done Friday night? Of course, you want to win. Everybody wants to win. But as a head coach, going into basically your second live football game, running what you got to get done, what do you have to do a better job of? Just you, and you want to come away with at 10 o'clock, you want to say, I got that done. I always try to mark myself to say, we're going to do a better job of this or do a better job of that. What is it you think you want to get done Friday night, besides the win?
Yeah, I don't think I did a good job as a coach with the lightning delay and, just all the logistics of having an away game in this environment. It's just very different than any other, season, and luckily with us being able to play at home, I think our routine's going to be a little bit different, a little bit more normal in our own locker room, that type thing. Really, I just want to make sure we put our players in a position to be successful. That's kind of what it's been about the last 2 weeks, is figuring out what this team is. It's so different from last year's team.
Yeah.
Really in every way. I think more than anything is just really, identifying, our leaders, putting them in the right spots, giving them opportunities to make plays, play free, not being able to, play necessarily to make a mistake or for fear of making a mistake, but just play free, play for the guy next to you. Turn it loose, have fun. Those are some things I really want to emphasize, and I think kind of got lost in the fray with, getting on a bus last week with masks on and lightning delay. It just kind of felt really weird, and hopefully all that shock factor is off and we'll be ready to roll. And, like I said, we've had a great few weeks of practice, and I'm excited to see us put together, hopefully a good ball game against a good team, Clarksville, on Friday.
And sometimes that happens, no matter how well you plan or what you figure out, when they ring the bell and it goes off, all of a sudden you feel you've been here 1,000 times, but just for a little while you feel kind of lost. You don't, and you know what to do, but it's not happening, and things are just crashing in front of you, like things you worked on all week that you should be able to run it. There should be no question, but they can't run it tonight for some reason, and I can't figure it out. Well, why? I can't see it on the field real fast to stop it or correct it, and that happens, doesn't it, Coach?
It definitely does. I think more than anything, I think it's tough as a coach to kind of figure out when to cut your losses. When to accept backfield position and get what you can, and when to figure out, hey, in a wet ball game, the other team's going to try and throw some screens early to get the quarterback in a rhythm, and maybe you don't blitz on third down. They're just all those types of things.
Yeah.
I think are things that I'm learning as a head coach. It's so much different than when you're just calling one side of the ball, but all these things are really important. And like I said, at the end of the day, our players are the ones that got to go out and execute. They make us look like we're a lot smarter than we are on Fridays. And anyways, I'm just really excited about this opportunity for our guys to play their second game and, hopefully get this bad taste from Mount Juliet out of our mouth.
Well, and I think you'll, as the season goes on, you're going to start to visualize. Now you know what other coaches were thinking years ago when that was going on. Now you're in the spot, Ben, so it's a different situation because you're trying to say, well, now I know what it feels like to play, Smyrna and lose, or I know what that, or whatever the case may be. You're gonna know what it's going to feel like, regardless of the situation between now and the end of these 10 games.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. I think we've got to figure out what we've got to do, obviously, to be successful in our region.
Yeah.
We've definitely got some really tough region opponents, and it's looking like our schedule is going to change even more here, pending whatever Metro Nashville decides. But yeah, I think every team poses a different challenge, and certainly Clarksville is going to look a lot different than Mount Juliet. That's part of the fun and challenge of coaching at this level, is every team's going to have some really good players and some size, and it takes a little bit of creativity to get your guys in the right spot every week, and certainly Clarksville is going to be a big challenge for us this Friday. But luckily, Stork, you'll be there, and we can't wait to have you there, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure it's a smooth broadcast for you.
We're going to have a good time. We're looking forward to it. So I am going to talk to the head coach. We have gotten a gap, and Kevin Creasy's going to talk to us at halftime. So, Coach, I will see you Friday night. Bring Judy the Beauty and the famous Mike Eady, and we will bring Dean Fox, the Fox that rocks, and our engineer and the whole works, and we will see you Friday night.
Thanks, Stuart. Looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Appreciate it.
All righty. See you then. Bye.